Hello everyone, this is Aaron Carlino from Left in Maine. Today I'm going to be showing you the Postale module that I've been working on. Postale is a private messaging tool for Silverstripe. It allows members to communicate with each other on a front-facing messaging module that works a lot like Facebook. It's very easy to install. In fact, the first thing you'll notice about Postale that's different than other modules is that it has no back-end CMS interface. That's because there is no concept of creating a multiple message pages. It's only a single instance. You're never going to have two areas where members can be sending messages. At least I don't anticipate anything like that. Most social networking sites only have one messages section. So it's fairly easy to configure. All you need to do is drop the Postale module into your Silverstripe root and run some basic configuration. Now, because we don't have a CMS backend, we have to set the URL segment that we're going to use. So in my config.php, you'll notice I have messages page, set URL messages. That can be anything as long as it's a valid URL segment. There's also some other variables you're probably going to want to set, such as from name and from email address, which will help configure the message notifications that are sent from the website. An example of from name would be Facebook, in the case where you receive an email from Facebook saying you have a new message. So let's get started and see how this works. The demo I'm going to do for you is a conversation between three browsers. I have Safari, Chrome, and Firefox open, and they're all entertaining different sessions with my website. So let's start with Safari, and Safari is going to enter the Postale module here and create a new message. And he knows that his friends Firefox and Chrome are on here, so he's going to say Firefox user. And there's a sassy message about Firefox. Sent from Safari. Now let's go to Chrome and we'll refresh his messages page, and he's got a new message from Safari. One thing I'll mention at this point is that the Postale module decorates your member object, and that's to support the thread relationships and so forth. But one thing it does is add an avatar field to your member. It's pretty customary to have avatars in a site that has messages, so I've added that in, and if you want to add that to whatever member registration form you're using so that your members can have avatars, I figure most people are going to be using them anyway, but if you don't have avatars enabled, it will show a default one. I think this page would look pretty boring if we didn't have some sort of icon to represent the user. So let's click into this message from Safari. It's in bold because it hasn't been read. And there it is. What we're looking at right now is the concept of a thread. A thread can be sent to many different recipients, but each message has an author, and a message is part of a thread. So here we're creating a message on this thread that's between, it says you, Firefox, and Safari. So okay, so there's a new message sent out to the thread, and from here I can do a number of things. I can mark the messages as unread. I'll go back to messages. If I want to see just unread messages, it's not going to show me much, so I'll go back to all. And at this point maybe I'll send a new message to just Firefox. Now it's about time we check in with Firefox. And he's got 2 new messages. The latest one comes first. And as you can see, it works pretty fluidly. A lot of the requests are done over Ajax, so it stays pretty tight. The one thing that's remaining to do, which is pretty flagrant right now, flagrantly missing that is that we don't have any permalinks. So if I were to refresh this page, it would go back to the overview. So here we go with some new messages coming in. Let's just check my email to see. I have notifications from my website saying Chrome user sent me a message, and there it is, and I have a link to respond. I haven't configured the from name, as you can see, so that's errantly missing from my email, but it's easy enough to add in the configuration for the Postale module. And a bunch of emails just came in, so we can search on messages. And of course there's pagination as well. So that's about all I have to show you. This is a pretty straightforward module. It is themable, and you can customize the template as well. But I think a lot of the styles in here are pretty bare bones, so hopefully it'll fit easily into your web application. I'd like to thank you for tuning into this tutorial of the Postale module. There will be code examples and other screencasts to come on leftandmain.com, my website. And I thank you again for tuning in. Bye-bye.